Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. This poem has been composed by George Leslie Norris, who is a well known Welsh poet and short story writer. He taught in educational institutions in Britain and America. He published his first poem in 1938 and his first collection of poems was published in 1943. His poems won many prestigious prizes and awards such as a Emil Award for Poetry in 1996. He was also a fellow of the Royal Society of Literature. First of all, introduction to the poem. Through his poem, A Tiger in the Zoo, Leslie Norris has underlined the importance of preservation of wildlife in natural habitats. By contrasting the real and the ideal states of living for a caged tiger, he advocates freedom for all wild animals. No animal can be happy in captivity. No animal can be happy in captivity, as in case with all humans. The tiger who is in cage is indifferent and unhappy. If he were in the forest, he would love to stalk and kill his prey. Killing some animal for him is not a game, but a necessary for survival. Now, first of all, we should discuss the theme of the poem. The theme of the poem points out that freedom is very important both to the human and animals. No animals can be happy in a cage. No animals can be happy in a cage. The caged tiger has a little space to move about, and naturally he is sad. He should have been in the forest hiding in the long grass or lurking near some pool of water in order to pounce upon his prey. But this is not possible for him as he is in captivity. Another point which is stressed by the poet indirectly is the preservation of wildlife, which is possible only by afforestation. If we continue to cut down trees and destroy natural habitats of animals, the animals will either perish or become a danger to those who live on the edge of the forests. It is therefore necessary to preserve natural habitats of wild animals. So, what is the message of the poem? A tiger in the zoo conveys the message of the importance of wildlife conservation and the need for afforestation. We should not go on cutting trees for our growth, for our growing needs, and destroys natural habitats of wild animals. If we do so, many species of animals will go extinct, endangering human survival in the end. Another message conveyed through the poem that we should value for the freedom of wild animals. No animals can be happy in captivity. The caged tiger, we are told, is unhappy and seems to long for his freedom to move about and kill his prey at will. So, let us go through the poem line by line. First stanza. You can see that the tiger is captivated in a concrete cell, and it is very pathetic that this ferocious animal is compelled to live in the cell. The lines of the poems are: he stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Stalks follows vivid, bright colored pads, paws of tiger, rage, anger. Here the poet says that the tiger that is confined in the zoo moves around in the cage under his bright colored skin. He further says that the tiger can take only a few steps because the cage is small and it is not easy to move in it. One cannot hear his footsteps because he has very soft feet, like velvet, because of which there is no sound of the tiger's footsteps. The tiger tries to control his anger by quietly walking in the limited area of his cage. He is angry because he is not free. Literary devices: rhyme scheme, ABCB, cage, rage, personification. The tiger is personified because the poet refers him as he. Metaphor: tiger's paws are compared with velvet, pads of velvet. Enjambment: sentence is continuing to next line without any punctuation mark. Imagery: the poet tries to create an image about the tiger he stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage. Consonants: use of S sound, talks, his, stripes. Assonance: use of vowel sound, I in his vivid stripes. Oxymoron: use of adjectives opposite in meaning, quite rage. Stanza number 2. You can see in this presentation that the poet is moved to pity for the tiger. He says that zoo is not the place where he should be. Rather, he should have been in the jungle, moving quietly in the shadows near some water source and waiting for a healthy deer to pass that way. Really, he should not be in the cage. Why he should be in the cage? He should move secretly through long grass in the jungle or near some pool of water where well-fed deer pass. There are some difficult words also. Hole where pumped deer pass, lurking to be hidden as to wait for your prey. So the poet says that if this tiger was free, he would have hid himself behind the long grass near the water bodies so that he could easily catch a deer in order to have it as its food. Basically, the poet wants to say that the actual life of a tiger is to live in jungle where he could catch his prey and eat it. But the tiger in the cage cannot do so. Rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme is ABCB. Grass, pass. Enjambment. Line continues to next line without punctuation marks. Sliding through deer pass. Alliteration. Use of sound P at the start of two words. Plump, pass. Imagery. The poet has tried to create an image of tiger's activities lurking in shadow. Stanza number 3. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. Snarling, warning sounds made by animals. Baring uncovered. Fangs, sharp tooth of animals. The poet says that if the tiger would have been free, he would have snarled around the houses located at the outskirts of the forest. He would terrorize people with his sharp tooth and claws. This would create fear among the people living in the villages. Literary devices, rhyme scheme, ABCB, age, village, enjambment, line continues to next line without punctuation marks. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge. Onomatopoeia, using words which denote sound, snarling. Assonance, use of vowel sound. O, should around houses. Bearing, his, white, his, I is used. Consonants, use of consonant sound. S, his, fangs, his, claws. Stanza number 4. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. How pathetic the condition is. He is really imprisoned in a concrete cell. In spite of his immense strength, he finds himself behind iron bars. He moves slowly to and fro in his cage and pays no attention to visitors. You can see in the picture also. Actually, the poet comes to the reality of the tiger. That is inside in the cage. That is inside the cage. He says that the tiger is confined in a strong cell which is made of strong building material. He further says that as the tiger is behind bars, so his ferociousness is also behind the bars. He just stalks in the cage. He never tries to terrorize the visitors because his power is restricted by the cage. Therefore, he never tries to terrorize the visitors as he cannot attack them. Literary devices, rhyme scheme ABCB, rhyme scheme is followed, bars, visitors. Personification, the tiger is personified because the poet refers him as he. Assonance, use of vowel sound E. He locked concrete cell. Consonants, use of consonant sound S. His strength bars. Alliteration, use of sound B at the start of two words behind bars. Let us move to the next page, next stanza. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. You can see how his condition is. He is behind the bars. He could only hear the sound of patrolling cars and stare at the brilliant stars with his brilliant eyes, recalling his days spent in the jungle. Patrolling, to guard, to whistle. The poet says that in the night the tiger hears the sounds of the patrolling cars. Patrolling cars are the vehicles of police which are used to guard at night. So, in the night, the tiger hears the sound of these cars. He then stares at the shining stars with his shining eyes. The poet wants to say that the tiger is sad and he is confined in the cage, so he cannot do anything. therefore stares at the stars in the night and tries to divert his thoughts towards them. Rhyme scheme ABCB, and it is followed cars, stars. Enjambment, line 3 continues to line 4 without any punctuation mark and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Alliteration, use of sound H in the starting of two words. He hears. Assonance, use of I sound with his brilliant. If we talk about literary devices, rhyme scheme, in each stanza the poet has used ABCB pattern. For example, in stanza 1 the word cage rhymes with rage, whereas the word stripes does not rhyme with quite. Imagery used in the poem is quite clear and vivid. It appeals to our senses. We are able to visualize in detail the tiger in the cage in reality, and the tiger in his freedom in the forest is an ideal condition. The stanza that is brilliant in the use of visual and auditory imagery is the third one. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle edge, baring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. If you have any queries, please feel free to contact. Here are some assignment for you. Write the central idea of the poem. Compare and contrast a tiger in the zoo to a tiger in its natural habitat. Explain on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage, but he is locked in a concrete cell. His strength behind bars. Write the rhyming words and rhyming scheme of the poem. Activities. Make a list of wild animals that live in the forest and discuss why these animals are getting fewer and fewer in number. Find out from newspaper or magazines articles or pictures about white animals that in danger of extinction. Write a few suggestions on how to save these animals from extinction. Ultimate message of this poem is to save me. It means me is tiger here. Here are some questionnaires. Introduction of the poem, then summary, theme, literary devices are also discussed. One question is very important regarding this poem, and the question is, how does the poet advocate freedom of the tiger in the poem? A Tiger in the Zoo is a fine poem written by Leslie Norris. The natural habitat of a tiger is the jungle. A tiger is the king of the jungle. But when a tiger is caught and put into a cage, it presents a sad picture, gloomy picture. The poet has put up a strong case for the preservation of the wild animals in their natural habitat. The tiger with his beautiful stripes moves about in his cage. He moves with quiet rage on his soft velvet feet. He doesn't seem happy in the zoo. The tiger should be living in the jungle. He should be hiding in the long grass of the jungle. He should be lurking near the pool of water where well-fed deer pass. Sometimes the tiger lives at the edge of the jungle near a village. He bares his white fangs, it means teeth, or shows his claws to frighten the villagers. Unfortunately, the tiger is locked up in a strong cage. All his strength lies useless behind the bars. He ignores the visitors who come to see him in the zoo. At night, the tiger hears the sound of the patrolling cars which move around the zoo. His bright eyes stare at the starlit sky. He seems to be cursing his stars, which have put him in a hopeless cage. Here are some questions also: rhyme scheme, imagery, explanations, literary devices, a few words also. I hope you have understood the poem. Before ending this session, last voice. What is the last voice heard by the tiger? The last voice heard by the tiger is that of the patrolling cars. So, do the assignment: short answer questions or long answer questions or reference to context questions, or read the following extract and answer the questions that follow. Such type of questions will be helpful for your upcoming board examination. So I hope you have enjoyed this poem.